Okay, so the next step is, I think we'll give these roofs some overhang in the sideways direction. Remembering that we did a brickwork pop out here, or in fact these walls possibly could end up being what we call reverse brick veneer, which would have a framed clad wall on the outside and the brickwork inside. But it doesn't matter, the brickwork modules still are applicable if we use a 230mm thick total thickness of wall anyway. We can just reverse the wall from being inside brickwork to outside brickwork, and these module dimensions that we originally set up are still appropriate. Now, remembering we were sticking with brickwork modules for that pop out, and that's a 480mm pop out there, so we'd need the roof to at least cover that. So I would say let's go to a 500mm roof overhang. So if I go to my push-pull tool once again and push-pull this roof out and then let it go and then type 500, do the same to this one, or I'll show you another trick here now. Now that we've got one in the right place, instead of, as you push-pull this one out, instead of typing 500, you can push-pull it and then touch that face there. And it'll just align those two faces now, so those two roofs are in the same plane. So we'll do the same in the other side. We can push-pull this face out, let go, type 500, then push-pull this face until it touches that face and let go. So we've got an extension to our roofs there. As I always do that, I always orbit underneath the roofs and tidy up these extra little lines that occur from the corners of the buildings. So just select that one and delete it, just to keep the model nice and simple and tidy as you go. Even if you're not going to see it later, that splits the geometry of the model into two faces where it could be one face, which creates for, on a big model, more faces means more processing time on the computer. So it's a good way of keeping your model nice and tidy and simple. Okay. Alright. So we've got that there. The next thing I might do is work on some of these posts out in the front here now. So I'll drop down my current layer selector and go to the post layer. And while I'm in the post layer then, I probably need to set out another construction line at 1200mm off from the outside of the wall of the building. So I'll grab my tape measure, click on this original construction line, come out 1200, type 1200 and press enter. While I'm out at that 1200, I might make sure I am in the post layer, and I'll select the rectangle tool and I'll click on this intersection here, drag across so I've got a rectangle happening, and when I've got that rectangle happening I'll type two dimensions at once. This time I'll type 100, comma 100. So the comma separates the dimensions, the two dimensions, in different directions. So I've got that one post there, set up there now. What I might try and do with that now is push-pull that up until it touches the roof. That we should be able to make that work. We're just thinking ahead. So I'll grab the push-pull tool and I'll push-pull this post rectangle that we just created until it touches that end point of the roof and let go. Probably by what I've done, I'm hoping that it's still a little bit of a gap between the post and the roof, and I actually wanted that. That's what I was thinking ahead a little bit before. I didn't want to actually join them just yet. While I've got that post selected, I'll show you what we'll do to the other end of the building, and this is why I wanted a little bit of a gap there. If you go back to your select tool now, and so far I've only shown you how you select one thing at a time, but there's a really good way in SketchUp how you can select more things at once, and that is if I hover over the top of this post and triple click, so 1, 2, 3, it actually selects all things that are joined and connected to each other. So that's why I wanted a little bit of a gap up the top there, because I didn't want it to select the roof as well. I wanted to select only the post. So after you triple click, you can then go and grab your move tool, and before you use the move tool, press and release the control key. That'll change it to the copy tool, and I'll come from this right hand corner of the post, and I'll copy that out to this intersection of the construction lines that we created. So that's what we've got happening there. We've got two posts there. While that post is selected and still blue, while anything's blue it's currently selected, I'm still in the Move tool, but I want to make another copy of that post. Oh, sorry, I'm not ready to make a copy of that post yet. We'll have to set up some more construction lines. So I'm just escaping. Hit the escape key quite a few times to properly escape out of a command. I'll hit the escape key. I'll go and hit the tape measure tool. Now I'll grab along one of these construction lines here, and remember our overall dimension originally was 7750. Now I want to divide that 7750 into 4 equal spaces. So unless you're really good at mental arithmetic very quickly, here's another thing you can do in SketchUp, is while you're dragging that tape measure tool there, you can type 7750/4 and press enter. The / stands for divide by. So I can do that again, tape measure on this line, pull out 7750 / or divide by 4. And once again, 7750 divided by 4, and press enter. So I've now created some evenly spaced grid lines for the front of the building here, which would enable me to then go back to my select tool, triple click on the original post, and move. When you're doing the Move tool, make sure you press and release Control. That changes Move into Copy. And this time I want to carefully pick the midpoint of that post. So hover somewhere in the middle of where you think it is, wait for the tooltip to say midpoint, click, and then drag that midpoint over to that intersection of those construction lines. Once again, press the Control key to change Move into Copy. Select that intersection or midpoint, whichever pops up, but just make sure probably intersection will pop up. Zoom out and go to that intersection. Wait for the tooltip always to pop up and tell you that you're actually at the intersection. Once again, Control key changes to Copy, intersection, across to intersection. And you've now laid out those posts there. So I'll just do a save there now, stop the video, and you can catch up to that point.